Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why we seem like we have to do this every week, but every week it seems to be the same two habitual offenders in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsburgh Steelers fans deserve better. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Street, the king of the beat. I said I'm rocking that beat from across the street. Beat Street, the king of the beat. I said I'm rocking that beat from across the street. Beat Street, the king of the beat. I said I'm rocking that beat from across the street. Beat Street is a lesson too. So don't let the street beat you.
Congratulations to Shedeur Sanders. Congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys. There's teams out here. Congratulations to the Chicago Bears. Okay. Congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. Listen, there's teams out here that know that this is the time of the year when the excuses are out the door. There's no room for excuses. So they take care of what they need to take care of. But then there's other teams that get out here on the free agent market, get players into their locker room, into their uniform, and then they just disappear. They don't know how to manage them. DK Metcalf has to be the least productive $100 million receiver in NFL history. He's working on that. It's not because he's not talented. It's because these two jokers right here next to me. See these two jokers? See, for a long time, we supported this coach. But when things become obvious and you become this stubborn in your ways, it's week 13 for you now. When do you plan on bringing these guys up? Where's Marquez Valdez-Scantling? Your leading receiver had 36 yards, and it wasn't DK Metcalf. Listen, man, is somebody being held hostage in a basement somewhere on water and crackers that we don't know about? I find it hard to believe that somebody is making millions of dollars, millions of dollars, make the wrong decisions, to not know that you need another receiver on the other side of DK Metcalf. Somebody help me understand this, because damn it, I don't get it. I can do this. You can do this. Anybody can make those kind of mistakes. Anybody. Do you guys understand somebody's getting paid millions of dollars to put Roman Wilson on the other side of DK Metcalf right now, who doesn't have a clear grasp of the NFL right now? Do you guys understand that? Somebody is on the other side of DK Metcalf that's not doing him any justice. See, over here at the Scoreboard Keepers, we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. The Pittsburgh content creators are the worst in the NFL because they're out there at these camps. They come out and put out these videos. They tell us that this, that, and the third is going on, and Pittsburgh's elevating this guy and deactivating this guy. And we never get a clear understanding of what the hell is going on. It's always some big-ass secret in Pittsburgh, only to come out and lay a damn egg. This offensive coordinating position in Pittsburgh is like mythical. It's the only thing mythical that's going on with the offense because it damn sure ain't methodical going down the field. It's mythical on who's calling the plays. And why the hell is he calling the plays from the sidelines when he cannot read the defense and see what personnel's in the game? How the hell is he calling the game from the sidelines? This man is being paid millions of dollars to stand right next to Mike Tomlin, this one Arthur Smith, stand right next to Mike Tomlin and call offensive plays from down on the field when he can't read the defense from there. How do you know what personnel's in the game? How do you know who's weak? How do you know who's playing off? This man is just calling plays. This man is just calling plays, and he's right down there, right next to Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin's looking at him like he knows what he's doing. This is what's going on in Pittsburgh right now is a travesty. The Ravens spotted him 4 games. Spotted him 4 games. It's unbelievable. As of today, the Pittsburgh Steelers are if the season ended today and they would have lost this game today, they would be out of the playoff race and considered in the hunt bracket. Just with them losing, they put the Baltimore Ravens over there in the playoff, right in the position that they were in. This is coaching. It's not a talent. They have one of the most expensive defenses in all of NFL. This is coaching. And it's high time that somebody put that shit on Front Street. This is coaching, ladies and gentlemen. And let me show you. Let me show you why. Let me show you why. Enough is enough. So as soon as you turn your television on, right? As soon as you turn your television on, one of the first things that you see, right, is you see the Pittsburgh Steelers trying to throw the ball downfield. This is one of the first things that you see, right? Check this out. Watch this. Get this clock rolling. Let's get this clock rolling. Damn it. Somebody is on the clock right now. Check this out.
Rudolph on a give for Gainwell. He's got a lane. Gainwell lunges.
You get a little run off tackle. You get a little run off tackle, right?
His body to the
so you get a little run off tackle to get some yards. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are kind of feeling themselves right now, right? Let's break it down. Let's see what they do on the very next play, right? Mind you, Aaron Rodgers is not in the game. Why? Because we told you that if you keep him in the game behind this young left tackle, that eventually he's going to get hurt. And he did get hurt. He got his wrist broke. And damn it, DK almost got hurt yesterday because bad offensive play calling over here on the Scoreboard Keepers. You know we're a stickler about this. Bad coaching gets players hurt. Bad players get great players hurt. Bad play calling gets great players hurt. Period. I mean, they gambled putting Aaron Rodgers behind Broderick Jones, which he ain't even the topic of this discussion right now. But it's the only reason I'm mentioning him is because he's standing right next to DK. He's standing right next to DK right now. And DK went limping off the field yesterday, and then he got rolled up on yesterday. What? It was crazy, man. It's just crazy. They just got him in all the wrong places, man. Period. So let's check it out.
30-yard line.
So if you look, I told you guys that if there was a stat out there of what NFL team has the most pre-snap errors, it would be Pittsburgh. I bet you they would be at the top of the list. Nobody talks about it, but they would damn sure be at the top of the list. And I want to show you why. I want to show you why this is just dumb. Look at everybody bunched up in here on this line. I mean, they're so concerned about this is so beautiful. I want y'all to see how pathetic Arthur Smith is. And I don't know how. They need 2 yards for a first down, right? You need 2 yards for a first down. And I ain't even bullshitting you. Y'all are not going to believe this, right? Y'all are not going to believe this shit. The Chicago Bears are looking at them like, okay, y'all are so frustrated or worried about us getting to your quarterback that you're willing to put everybody in tight. Everybody. And you're just going to have one receiver out here, which is DK Metcalf, right? So with everybody up in this box, you even have the strong safety coming up, okay? And then the free safety is back there. He's just roaming around, doing whatever it is he want to do, okay? But basically, they have 4 linebackers back here, okay? And I want y'all to look right here. Do y'all see Isaac Seumalo's back? Number 73. Number 73. I want y'all to tell me, when the hell have you ever seen a lineman pull pass play? I ain't bullshitting you. I'm telling you right now that this lineman is pulling. Go do nothing. Watch.
Shotgun on.
Look. He pulled to go do nothing because everybody's taken care of. Look. Nobody's even buying it. Chicago Bears are not buying it. Nobody is even buying it. All of this faking, right? Even Jaylen Warren is actually going behind him with the fake, right? Which they could have faked with Jaylen Warren without it, right? Because he would have been one-on-one with the linebacker and keeping people honest, right? Look at Isaiah Seumalo.
Second and short.
Look at it's right now, it's 11 on 9. It's 11 on 9. You know why it's 11 on 9? Technically, right here, right? With Jaylen Warren's guy, right? You got Alex Seumalo and Jaylen Warren out here in Never Land. But in all actuality, if everybody's reading their keys, this linebacker back here is supposed to be taking Jaylen Warren. Right? So if I'm looking at this, my best option on this play would be going to Jaylen Warren out here in the flats, because you got whoever this is out here. I don't know if that's a tight end or a receiver, because this offense is so discombobulated. It's not even funny. He should be running the streak. He should be running this man off and keeping this safety over on this side of the box, right? Because they are shading this side of the field. So this play, right? Look, I'm not even kidding you. Look, Mason Rudolph is in his 7-step drop, and this receiver at the top has not crossed the line of scrimmage yet. Look, I'm not bullshitting you.
Rudolph.
Look, that guy never crossed the line of scrimmage, y'all. Look at Jaylen Warren out here, right? Isaac Seumalo is just in the way, because whoever this is up here blocking has this man in total check. And once he saw that it was passing, he's trying to get back out to the flats, or he's trying to get back to a key or somewhere, right? But there ain't nobody open. There's nobody else that has released down the damn field except this tight end right here. I believe that's a tight end, because all they do is play tight ends. But he's 6 yards deep. He didn't sit in a window. He's crossing all 3 of these linebackers' face. He started on one side, crossed 1, 2, 3 linebackers' face, and he expects to come into a window instead of going and sitting right here in this area. You know why he should be sitting in this area? Because that other safety back here is going over top of DK Metcalf. It's 11 on 9. I'm not even joking. Isaac Seumalo pulled on a fake pass play for nothing. Look,
to throw it.
look, right? All it is for DK Metcalf is a jump 50-50 ball, man. This is what they've reduced to. This is what the Pittsburgh Steelers fans are facing right now. And this is why the Baltimore Ravens and the Harbaughs down there are confident that they can come back on the Steelers no matter what situation they're in. They know that the Steelers won't get up for a game until they're at least playing Baltimore in Baltimore, or a game where they got to put it all on the line or put everything on the defense or put everything on Chris Boswell. These are games right here that are just pathetic. These are games where you got to come and out-coach somebody instead of just going and playing Baltimore and looking out for a slugfest. This is ridiculous, man. Look at this.
For a big play.
Guess what happened? Interception. Look, interception. All it was a jump ball that was short to DK Metcalf, and there's that safety right there, ready to do anything, even if he catches the ball. Even if DK Metcalf catches this ball, he's getting tackled. That tight end that was coming across the field is supposed to be sitting down in those windows. All he got to do is go sit in the damn gaps, in the zones. Why? I've been watching this for weeks on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I watched Calvin Austin do it religiously. This passing game, I don't know who's coaching it, but I was never taught to run through windows. Never. Look, y'all don't believe me? Look, I'm not even kidding you. Look, that's Pat Freiermuth out there. Pat Freiermuth didn't receive a damn pass until the fourth quarter. Pat Freiermuth was reduced. This is Pat Freiermuth. I mean, Pat Freiermuth is Pro Bowl caliber. They have somebody on the roster named Jonnu Smith who made the Pro Bowl last year. 2 tight ends. Look what they're reduced to doing. That's Pat Freiermuth, ladies and gentlemen. Looking to just block. I'm telling you right now, this guy wouldn't be, this morning, I'd be having a meeting if I'm Pittsburgh. Ownership. I'm having a meeting this morning. This is how you're using Pat Freiermuth? This is how you're using Pat Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth, you tell me in a passing play, one of the best tight ends in the league is not releasing downfield? One man. Check it out.
Shotgun on second and short.
Look at Pat Freiermuth. Look at Isaac Seumalo. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Films don't lie. This is pre-snap problems. I told you this last week. Don't you know they made a pre-snap error with 2 minutes to go down for the winning drive, the winning scoring drive, which had them punt the ball back to Chicago because they weren't lined up right? Because he had all of those tight ends and the tackle wasn't covered, and it was stupid. It was stupid. It's a dumb offense. Look at this. Mason Rudolph is in his full 7-step drop. And he's ready. Mason Rudolph is ready to throw already. Mason Rudolph is ready to throw already. He doesn't have one quick route. His check down ain't even in the flat. And he's ready to throw. Look. How can you have a 7-step drop and your check down is not even ready to receive the ball yet? The quarterback's ready and the rest of the offense is not. And poor DK Metcalf is trying his best down here, running into a double coverage. Look at all the space in the middle of the field. Look at all this space in the middle of the field, y'all. Look at all this space, man. Look at all this real estate. They call it real estate. Look at all this. Look at this guy. Look how tight he's in. He ain't got to go. Do you know how easy you're making this offense for a guy like this right here? He just sitting there. Look.
Sure. Rudolph.
Just drifting. Look. He just drifted. Look. Mason Rudolph had no other option. Mason Rudolph had no other option but to throw this ball down the field. And look, Isaac Seumalo. Jaylen Warren's just turning around. Jaylen Warren's just turning around to look for a check down. Pat Freiermuth, you got 3 people over here blocking for a play that's not going that way. Because Pat Freiermuth is the block just in case of the check down, right? Just in case of the check down. And the ball's not even going there. When damn it, Pat Freiermuth need to be running down the field right here into this real estate right here. If Pat Freiermuth releases down the field, you have 2 options. Because he's running this guy off for your check down, and he's putting this guy to work down here where he could possibly beat him for a long pass. They're reduced to just throwing a jump ball.
To throw it. Looking for a big play. Sideline.
I'm not even going to
Shotgun on second and short. Rudolph to throw it. Looking for a big play. Sideline.
Look at this shit.
Shotgun on second and short. Rudolph
Jaylen Warren for the check down. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. I just said Malo pulling. Jaylen Warren looking for the check down. One pass is only going to one. It's only going to one person.
Shotgun on second and short. Rudolph to throw it. Looking for a big play. Sideline. Shotgun on second and short. Rudolph to throw it. Looking for a big play. Sideline. Shotgun on second and short. Rudolph to throw it. Looking for a big play. Sideline.
Let me tell you something. This is just dumb. This is just dumb. That's what it is. It's a dumb offense. Let's go.
And it's intercepted.
On cue. Hand up. There's an interception. Good job in replay. Good interception, too.
Okay.
He's got possession.
Guess what? The problems don't start there. It's time to call out the people that was asking for the money. It's time to call out some of the people that was asking for the money.
Good job in replay.
Let's see. Hey, Cam Hayward. Hey, Cam Hayward. Where are you at? Why is all the pressure for the quarterback coming from the outsides? Where Alex Highsmith is street clothes. We know he ain't at the game. We know he ain't at the game. We know he ain't there. So we know that's Herbig over there. We know that damn it, Alex Highsmith might not even be in the damn building. Because he ain't been in the building all year. So it don't matter whether he's there today or not. Ain't nobody coming over that side anyway except Nick Herbig. But you got TJ Watt over here just doing his thing because the coach likes to put all the pressure on the defense, right? Why isn't it consistently no pressure up the middle from Cam Hayward? Why is pocket not collapsing from the middle? What the hell did you get Broderick Martin for? Oh, you think we don't know about him? You go poach Broderick Martin off of Kansas City Chiefs practice squad, and then you bring him to Pittsburgh to do what? Sit around? Sit around and look? Look, there's no pressure up the middle. None. There's no pressure coming from Cam Hayward. None. None. They're getting stonewalled. The only one that's flushing this pocket out is TJ Watt. And there wasn't anybody coming off of that side of Alex Highsmith. It wasn't nothing coming off. He was getting stonewalled. So thank goodness Nick Herbig is in there because he really wants to get home.
Tremendous pick.
It's time to call out the people that's asking for this money. Cam Hayward and Keanu Benton getting stonewalled. That's what they're doing. They're not getting to the quarterback. This is why these quarterbacks, this is why Jordan Love had 20 straight completions against them. 20 straight. And Chicago picking up where they left off.
Williams
Look at
will
Look at this.
skirt
He didn't
out
even
of
get
bounds.
touched. Hold on. I want y'all to see something. I want y'all to see something, right? Look at this, right? I want y'all to see something on this play, too.
He's got possession.
Watch this, right? Watch this, right? I also want y'all to see something because y'all would say, how did the quarterback Caleb Williams, get to the sticks without being touched? I want y'all to watch Joey Porter Jr. because this was happening to him all day. Look at Joey Porter Jr. at the end of the play. Look,
Good job in
yeah, this is what goes on. This is what goes on. Used to go on when in our film session as well. You get your ass called out. Look, watch Joey Porter Jr. at the end of this play. Look, you get no pressure from Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward. There's no pressure. They're being stonewalled. Look at this little pouch over here. Look at the lane they open up. All the defensive linemen are right next to one another trying to find a gap. And look what they do. They open up the Red Sea, right? Caleb Williams breaks out. Look at the end. Look at this receiver down the bottom here. He turns around, looks for Joey Porter Jr. past the 50-yard line. Look, he turns around, right? He was looking for the play at first, right? As soon as he seen Caleb Williams turns around, takes off. Look what he does. And watch Joey Porter Jr. Look.
Tremendous.
Look. You see a shadow down here, right? Look at the shadow down here. That's all that's out there is a shadow. Look, watch this. Watch what this receiver does to him.
Pick.
Look. Turned around, double looked again. He ain't even worrying about him, right? Joey Porter Jr. is right at the sticks. Look. Look what he does. Look. 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 He hand fighting. Look. Look. He dancing. Look. 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 Look what happens. He was on the line. Look where he's going. Look. Look where he's going. Look where he's going.
Oh.
Look where he does. Look. That receiver took him out of bounds and look. Look at him. Look at his body language. Look.
Skirt out of bounds. So
his body language. Do y'all see that? What the? What? Y'all don't have film sessions? Y'all don't have film sessions in Pittsburgh? What? Are you kidding? You kidding me? Y'all don't. What? You got to be kidding me. Watch this, y'all. It gets worse. Check it out. So you know what we're watching, right? You know what we're watching here, right? Is there going to be any pressure up the middle here? Is there going to be any pressure? Let's see.
He's lining up at the fullback position.
Look at this pocket. Isn't this a perfect passing pocket right here? They blowing Keanu Benton and they blowing Cam Hayward out the water. I'm going to tell y'all something, Pittsburgh fans. A big part of your problem is right in the middle of the defense. Big part of the problem is right in the middle of the defense. Right in the middle of the defense. Broderick Martin needs to be in the game. Broderick Martin needs to be in the game. I like the young guys, Yaya Black and Derek Harmon and all them guys. I like it. But let me just tell you something. You need a big house in here. Look at this, y'all. Look. Look.
That's a lot of
Look.
weight coming down.
Look.
Oh, what a
Look. Look. This play started on the 42-yard line. It started on the 42-yard line. Watch where the defensive linemen end up. Look.
He's lining up at the fullback.
Look. Watch where the defensive linemen end up. Look. Going backwards. Look. Look. It started on the 42. And they're down by the 44. Look.
That's a
Look. Look. Look at Joey Porter Jr., y'all. He's showing y'all his number. He wants y'all to see the back of his jersey. Look. He's looking right at the play. Look down here. Look, Joey Porter Jr., right? Look at that same receiver. Look at that same receiver that pushed him out and shoved him out of bounds. Look, y'all. Watch this. I want y'all to see this. All the linemen are down on the 45-yard line, 44-yard line. Look at Joey Porter Jr. Watch. Look.
A lot of weight.
Look. He doing the salsa. They playing two-hand touchdown here. Look.
Coming downhill.
Look at Joey Porter Jr., y'all. Look at Joey Porter Jr. Look, he starts running alongside of that defensive back. Look.
Oh, what a
Look, y'all. Look. Look at Joey Porter Jr. Look at Joey Porter Jr. Look, reaching. Look, watch what happens to Joey Porter Jr. again. Look, y'all.
And he gets caught by the ankles.
Pushing him around. Pushing him around. Pushing him out of bounds, pushing him everywhere. Let's see, y'all. Look, y'all. Look. Let's see what happens here. Where's Keanu Benton? Where's Cam Hayward? We know that they're doubling, they damn near doubling and tripling Nick Herbig over there now, and it doesn't even look like T.J. Watt's in the game on this play right here. But look what's going on.
Take the handoff.
Oh. Look at the beautiful pocket, man. Look at the beautiful pocket.
Williams.
Look at this. Look at this. Why can't we sit in their zones like that? Look. Unbelievable, right?
The quick throw is
Look, y'all. I ain't joking. Joey Porter Jr. coming back in the game from out of bounds after he just got shoved out of bounds here. He just got shoved out of bounds. Look. Let's see what happens here. Check this out, y'all. Right? I want y'all to watch Joey Porter Jr. Look at Joey Porter Jr., y'all. His number again. He's showing y'all his number again, right? This man right here, he never even touched him. Never even touched him. This is the man that's been blocking him out of bounds all day long, right? Never even touched him, right? But here's the funny thing. Watch this, y'all. Look. He's allergic to this player right now. Who's that, Roma Dunze?
the handoff.
I want y'all to see this. Joey Porter Jr. don't want no parts of him. Right? Look. He lines up in front of him like he wants to do something to him, right? Look. Joey Porter Jr. is trying his best to avoid all that blocking contact right here. Watch what he does. He gives this receiver a free release, right? I want y'all to watch this, right? Look. Yo, if this is a cornerback blitz, right? Why is he stopping? You would say, why is he stopping? Because, look, he sees 18's back, right? The running back's over here. He acts like these guys that's pulling and coming his way is some type of run. So he checks it, right? He stops. Look, he gets close, stops, right? He said, oh, nope, I don't want no more of this contact. So instead of him going after the quarterback, right, he could have fully had a quarterback sack on this play. If this was Jalen Ramsey would have made this play. Look at him. He's checking the motion and the pulls that's coming across his way, right? Right? Well, who would care? Because you would be on the quarterback's back right now, right? With no blocking over there. He runs to the blocking, right? Watch this, right? He realizes that they don't have the ball or are not getting the ball, right? Or not getting the ball at all. He's not, and look, and the guy's not even in the pass play, right? Look what he does.
Take the handoff. Williams. The quick throw is on.
He tries to avoid the blocking, right? The lineman that's coming over there, and then he decides to go after the quarterback. But guess what? It's too late. Down the field, and Kyle Duggar has to make a good play.
Time to burden.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, they've run the fewest offense.
Here we go, right? Here we go. Look, y'all. Look at this, right? Look at it. Look at this defensive set. Hold on. Let's see. You getting any pressure from up the middle? Where's Cam Hayward? Where's Keanu Benton? Where are they? Nowhere to be found. Let's go.
Per game.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Look at this, y'all. He has all day.
And they have the most.
Look at this.
Most plays on defense.
Poor J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt, had to drop back in coverage. So if you notice, right, look at T.J. Watt is right here. He had to drop back in coverage. He almost made this play, right? But the reason you would say, you would be asking, why did Caleb Williams have so much time? Because the only one that was getting pressure on the quarterback was Nick Herbig. You see him coming in the screen up top.
They
look,
run the.
I'll show y'all. Look, the only one is Nick Herbig right here. All of these guys right here, stonewall. Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton are not getting home. They're not collapsing the pocket. And guess what? That's a major part. That's a major problem right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. These are the guys that's asking for money. The problem is right in the center of their defense. Cam Hayward, you're not getting home. Period. I don't know when the last time I seen you chasing a quarterback. You're not getting home. Look at this, y'all.
Offensive
look,
play.
Only one even threatening to get to the quarterback right now is Nick Herbig. T.J. Watt has dropped into coverage. Caleb Williams has all day long. Look at the beautiful front he has. Look, Stonewall. Look, all day. They ain't a defensive lineman within 4 yards of Caleb Williams right now. And he has a beautiful view. And look at poor T.J. Watt. Right here. Stuck. He has to go. He realizes that he's dropping off in coverage. Okay? Which is a bad defensive call. Obviously. Right? A bad defensive call because he, in this play, if he'd have been rushing the quarterback, he may have forwarded this touchdown. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is coaching. This is coaching. Look.
And they have the.
Look. Nobody got home. Nobody got home. This is coaching because you're not putting the right players in the game to be able to get home. You're not blitzing. Cam Hayward's not doing his job. Okay? They're just not getting home. Period. Let's go.
On defense. Williams. A strike to DJ Moore. Touchdown.
Yes, a strike to DJ Moore.
From DJ Moore. It looks like he's going out. Nope.
This is perfect. This is a perfect view for y'all to see. Look, up top. Look. The only person you see coming off is Nick Herbig. Look at up front here. Look at up front. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 linemen to their 4, and one of them's old. That means that they can double. They still thinking that they can get home with this defense right here. They still think that they can get home with. Some people can get home with 3. They got 4 versus this 5, and it ain't happening. Look.
Ball into the crowd.
Look,
watch this little
great view. Look. Great view. Look at the stunt. Look, ain't nobody getting home. Look at Caleb. He's so comfortable because he know nobody's getting after him. He know that he only have to worry about 2 players, and one of them's dropped off in coverage. It's one T.J. Watt. Look.
Proud from DJ.
Look at this. Look at this arm wrestling right here. And once again, somehow, some way, these defensive linemen got a habit of drifting to the right side of the line. Remember when Caleb Williams took off earlier in the same kind of position? He took off running and Joey Porter Jr. got pushed out of bounds because these linemen like to go to the right hand and open up the Red Sea. Look, they're stonewalled.
More.
Look,
Looks like he's.
Look. Here's all 3 of them bunched up right here. Nobody chose to go in this gap until it was too late. Look.
Going out.
Look at the window. Look at the window.
Skirts way back inside. Caleb puts the ball perfectly on time.
Yeah, that's coaching.
That is a quarterback and his receiver in sync.
Yeah, look, here we go. Here we go, y'all. Check it out. Watch this. Watch this.
This team started the year 4-1. They've dropped 3 of their last 5. Warren has room to the outside. Jalen Warren leap.
See how the run's opening up? See how the run's opening up? The run's opening up, and that's because they're expecting them to try to attempt the pass. And then they got all them damn linemen and tight ends standing and blocking and all that nonsense. Check it out.
Into the body of the tackler.
Check it out. Here we go. Here you go. Look, everybody's in tight. Look at this. Everybody's in tight. Everybody. There ain't even nobody even threatening to be out there at the hash. Check it out.
working from the 30-yard line. Warren stays in there. Fake the handoff. Rudolph floats it up top, and it's hauled in. A hit downfield to Skowronek. Floats it up top, and it's hauled in. A hit down. Rudolph floats it up top, and it's hauled in. Stays in there. Fake the handoff. Rudolph, 30-yard line.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, look at these routes, right? Look at these routes. I want y'all to watch this receiver up top here. We're going to watch him first. His route is run right at this receiver. He makes a plant right in front of this receiver. Watch. In front of his defensive back. He plants. He gives his defensive back nothing. Look, watch.
Warren stays in there. Fake the handoff.
That's DK Metcalf, y'all. Yo, listen, the reason I'm showing y'all this is because look, DK Metcalf has two. DK Metcalf has two. So the question I would be asking, right, is if Jaylen Warren's leaking, right? If DK Metcalf got a 10-yard out, why the hell is Jaylen Warren running his man over there in that area when DK Metcalf is already garnering two? Look at Jaylen Warren right here. Look, watch where he goes.
Rudolph.
Look. 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders in this box right here. Because DK ran a 10-yard out and Jaylen Warren ran up. I don't know what he's running. But the only reason Ben Skowronek is open is because they don't care about nobody except DK Metcalf. They don't care about Ben Skowronek. This is pathetic.
Floats it up top, and it's hauled in.
Look at Calvin Austin. What the hell? What kind of route was he running? Why are you that close to Ben Skowronek running a route? Pathetic, man.
Field to Skowronek. 10th play of the drive. Motion man is Metcalf.
Look, guys. Look.
They need 2.
Look, guys.
2 yards. Rudolph.
They needed 2 yards.
Foul. Gainwell. He's going to get
They
there.
needed 2 yards. They needed 2 yards, and look at the routes, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the routes. Look at the routes they run. Look. Look at the routes they run.
10th
They
play
need
of the
2
drive.
yards, and they sent a DK in motion instead of giving him a quick slant off the line. Big as his body is. They're not giving him quick slants. 3rd and 2. They running him in motion.
Motion man
look
is
at the route
Metcalf.
to get him out into the flats. Look, they give him out into the flats with a guy waiting. Here's the big tight end running in the double coverage, and then you got Kenny Gainwell leaking out the back.
They need 2 yards.
This is just, we got to stop. We're going to come back with this film study, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just see what.
Rudolph, safety valve. Gainwell, he's going to get there and then some. First down. Signed as a free.
Look at this, guys. Now they got trips out here, right? Look at this. Look at this play.
Free agent last year by Chicago.
Look at this play. I had to show this. They got all these receivers out here, and you would say, okay, they're going trips because they're about to run a great pass play, right? And then you got single high up top, right? Ain't nobody worrying about him getting the ball because they're not throwing him no jump ball. Okay, I believe that's Calvin Austin up there. Whoever it is, it's some small receiver. You would say, okay, this is going to be a beautiful play. Why? Because they're about to run some beautiful patterns right here, right? Nope. They got DK Metcalf coming in motion to do what?
First and goal for the Steelers. Rudolph swings it out. DK
Metcalf
turns it up.
Throw him a damn jet sweep. Throw him a damn jet sweep. And all of those guys wasn't doing nothing but blocking. They threw him a jet sweep because they can't get him the ball no other kind of way. And it was and this was considered a run, not even a pass, I believe. But they put all of them guys out there just to block. Ladies and gentlemen, this shit is remedial, man. And we're coming back with the second half. Listen, if you guys want to see some more film breakdown, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thumb up the video and leave your comment down below if y'all want to see me continue to break this down because I got more. Notice it's only 7-0. I have more. to show you. So if you want to see more down the bottom, comment down below, and I will pick up right from here where we left off and get back on it. To the Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there, y'all deserve better because Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin is failing you right now. Cam Hayward's failing you right now. Joey Porter Jr. is failing you right now. Where's Asante Samuel Jr. at? Where's Marquez Valdez-Scantling at? Where's Broderick Martin at? Those are questions that need to be asked. Because guess what? The Giants went and picked up Isaiah Hodgkins off of your practice roster and put him back up there in New York at receiver because they just left him down there rotten. Okay? That's what happened. Brandon Johnson got picked back up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay? Yeah, that other receiver. Yeah. They just getting guys out there to rot. You got to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to MVS and Asante Samuel Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, I'm your host, the Ref. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thumb up the video. Turn on your notification bell. Leave your comments down below if you want to see more, because I have more. So until then, God bless. Score. Mike Tomlin, you. Arthur Smith, you. Every week.